9 to 5 jobs are dangerous and they're making you fearful, anxious, financially dependent, and worst case scenario, depressed. Some of you are going home arguing with your partners and snapping at your children because you've become so dependent and fearful of losing your job. So what's the cause? Well, it's because you've got no money in the bank. That's the reality of it. That's what we need to address in this video. But what's the solution? Well, I'm going to give you a few solutions in this video. But let's talk about the reality of why jobs are making you and turning you into a different person. You are becoming a character because you've lost yourself. It's called loss of identity. Many people are suffering this in the workplace where you are going in and you are pretending to be a person that your wife or husband wouldn't recognize, by the way. You get into the workplace, you clock in, and all of a sudden you are someone different. You're blending in. You're molding to the office politics. You are talking and walking to the person that you need to be just to survive because you worry and fear for your job. And this comes from a place of you have not got your money right. The reason some of you might be micromanaged, bullied, spoken to like a child, disrespected and not valued is because you have let people walk over you, especially senior leaders, and talk to you and talk down to you because you don't have your money right. Let me talk to you about what I saw in my last 9 to 5. Now, for me as a person, I always had my money right. I've never kept up with the Joneses. I'm not bothered about fancy clothes, fancy cars, the biggest house. I've never been bothered about any of that. I enjoy managing my money basically and making smart investments and saving and building businesses, and I've always enjoyed that. So that's allowed me to cash flow very well and not be dependent on the job. Far too many of you are dependent on one stream of income. And I would like to think that we all agree in the day and age that we're in, which is incredibly hard and it's becoming harder, jobs will be made obsolete because of AI. Call centers, architects, accountants, taxis, Uber drivers. These are all jobs that we will see disappear in front of our eyes. So we need to start making a plan, but most importantly, getting our money right. Now, if you're going through problems in the workplace where you feel that you can't speak up, I've seen big guys who I used to work with who've had the hump with the manager because they've been treated like rubbish, right? And they've gone out to the fag shelter or on their break and they're openly talking to all the other colleagues. You wait till I see that manager, he's not talking to me like that. Next time we're in a meeting, I'm gonna be pulling him up and I'm gonna tell him exactly what I think. The meeting comes around, they don't say a word because they fear for their job. It comes down to not having any money. If all of you were given 100 grand right now in the bank, would you go into your workplace tomorrow and be spoken to disrespectfully? Of course you wouldn't, because you know you've got money to leave. Because you've got plenty of money to go and find another job, or you've got money to start a business, or whatever it might be. And for the record, you don't need money to start a business. That's the day and age that we're in. You wouldn't feel the need to go through this loss of identity. Pretending to be someone, whether it's in your workplace or even as a content creator, I come from a place of just being authentic because it's not tiring, I haven't got to keep up appearances, and I'm not pretending to be anyone. This is just me. The way that I'm talking, this video is very raw, and I enjoy doing it. But it's the same in the workplace. If you just go in and be authentic, you're going to feel happier, but so many of you can't because you worry about your money. Now, the workplace is naturally a hyper-competitive, financially driven workplace where you are in a situational environment that you've been put in because you need the money to pay your rent or mortgage and feed your family, right? Does this not highlight the fact that it might be time to start learning about business yourself or bringing in a new, side hustle that brings in more money? Because the world is going to become harder. And if you're still relying on one stream of income, you can't rely on your employer because jobs have never been so risky. In the 70s, 80s and 90s, people used to say, having a job is secure and running a business is risky. Well, that's totally flipped on its head now. 18.4% of all businesses fail in the first 2 years in today's day and age because businesses now are built whilst working a job, no money needed, and most of it is all online. And then you create autonomy, which allows passive income. So you can pretty much earn money once you have structured and set everything up. And you don't need to be a genius to set up a business, a simplistic business through a service or a product. But when you take back that financial control and you don't have that dependency on an employer, you feel that you can become your natural and authentic self. And that's what so many of you aren't doing. So you put up with bullying and micromanaging and all this kind of stuff. So I've seen it firsthand. I want to read out some comments which my editor will pop up on screen. This is the reality, and it's quite scary, the mentality of the society that we live in, that people still feel that they need to serve their employer, and that's the only way you can do this. Like, careers have changed. You don't need to go to college and uni and go into the system to earn money. If you have a passion for anything, like if you had a passion for collecting Vaseline, do you realise you could turn that into a personal brand and monetize it and earn more than your job? And then systemize it and create autonomy. If you wanted to sell Vaseline and talk about Vaseline as a full-time career, you could. If you wanted to talk about sparkling water as a career, you could literally monetize it. The world has changed. You need to adapt and take your head out of the sand and grab a surfboard, because waves are coming. And if you don't, they're gonna wipe you out. But check this out, this will pop up on screen next to me. So this was to a video about me saying, stop putting up with rubbish in the workplace and start taking responsibility and, you know, trying to earn your own money. But most importantly, don't put up with rubbish in the workplace. And a lady here has put, putting myself first won't pay the bills. It's such a shutdown and a negative mindset. You have to do what you have to do. Like, where's the willpower? Where's the want? Where's the realization that we are in a world of opportunity and abundance where you can have anything you want if you apply discipline, consistency, patience, self-drive, resilience? Have a big reason why. Like, you know, well, she's got a photo with a puppy there. I don't know if she has children, but use something to motivate you, you know, blimey. Next one here is, it's called work. They are paying your wage so that you can live. Listen to the mentality that people are getting sucked into. I need that job. They're paying me. I should serve them. It gets worse, by the way, but bills don't pay themselves. Yeah, I know. So why aren't you, Welsh lady, taking more responsibility to learn how to generate your own money? Learn how to build a business. Why are you not reading a book, listening to a book, listening to podcasts, trying things, failing, embrace failure? This other person, are you going to, oh, so this was me talking about escaping the 9 to 5 and building a business and for time freedom. Are you going to be glad you did it, or are you going to be kicking yourself that they grow up fast and you missed it? He's talking about me building a business and apparently I'm missing out on spending time with my son. But when you're old and laying on your deathbed and your kids don't want to know you because they got used to you basically not being there and growing up without you, is what he's saying. He's worded it weirdly. I spend every day with my son and my family because I've built autonomy. This is the mindset. They think that if you build a business, that it's a physical business and you're away every day and you spend 80, 90 hours on your business. The world has changed. This is what I'm saying to you. Stop obsessing over your job or being controlled by your job, because the world has changed. He hasn't got a clue. I literally have all the time freedom in the world now. Right, next bit. Please don't listen to this advice. This was about working smarter and being the last one in, first one out. Work on yourself, build a business. Please don't listen to this advice. Work as hard as you can for a company, because once you're confident enough to go self-employed, you leave that company with a reputation that is being known as someone who is lazy, late to work, and that will get around, and good luck finding work. Okay, so let's just take the message of this video. He's basically saying again, work as hard as you can. We are in a world where you should be working smart, not hard. Next one, simply put, go to work, get paid, have no risk of bankrupt, heck of a lot of stress. The better you do, the more you can earn. Run a company, always be at work, 15 hours a day, and it might be for nothing. People who talk like this and give this advice, they have never tried to run a business in the modern day age that we live in. Next one, again, this was about don't be treated like rubbish and try and do something for yourself video. Unfortunately, the idea of making your own money online is a fabrication. Sounds great, but it's not realistic. It's not realistic to earn money online. This is the mentality of what happens when you spend too long in a 9 to 5 and you become dependent on a job and you don't learn or evolve. No problem, man. So you basically need to save around 30 to 35K while working. How is this even possible to do with the price of life, bills, food, kids, and all the rest? Defeatist. You know, I built a business to get me out of my job whilst I was the only income. I had a family, my partner, you know, we didn't have any money. I did it because I needed to. Next one, do not listen to this man's advice. Work hard, bow down, get peed on. Then one day everything will change. You'll be at the top and then you can change the work culture. Pioneer something. Work hard and bow down. Oh my God, sheep mentality over here. Next one. How many people do you know that are able to build a successful business when 9 times out of 10 they fail? Haven't got a clue. It's not nine times out of 10 they fail. So this guy put 3 comments. Should be lucky to have a job. If you do what your boss wants, then leave or be fired. Your boss owns you on their time. I mean, it's so bad. And then these other 2 comments here are people reaching out to me about the problems that they're having, the HR, the investigations, the mistreatment. I get messages all the time on my social media about how people are unhappy and they don't know what to do and they feel trapped. This is a real problem. And I'm saying to you, the solution is get control of your money. Like if you don't have money in the bank, I'm simply asking you, what have you done with it? Holidays you can't afford? Have you financed a car? Like if you've been working for more than 15 years, why do you not have 5-10 grand in the bank? Have you had too many kids? Have you overspent? Have you bought Stone Island, Gucci, Louis, Rolex, like things that you can't afford, but you've bought them to look the part? You know, I knew managers in my last job who would get a promotion and they would buy an expensive car on finance so that they come in and feel like a big puffy, powerful manager. But no one cares. You know, I'm doing a whole video soon to come about things I've learned at 32, and I promise you, one of those big lessons, no one cares. Like, no one cares about you. You have to take control. But my God, if you leave all the power in the hands of your employer, you are in a sticky position, I promise you. So look, I want to give you 2 videos. Joe, my editor, please pop up the 33 bank accounts video. I want to offer you some real advice on how to structure your bank accounts and manage your finances. So that video will be available and you can go check that out on my channel, and that's the thumbnail. The second video I want to recommend to you is how to quit your job and build an online business, full course tutorial. And this will be at the end of the video. And again, Joe, do you mind just popping it up over my face? That's the thumbnail. It will be at the end of this video. Please start taking control of your life so that you don't suffer with loss of identity, midlife crisis. You become fearful. You don't think you can get another job. You feel trapped. You go home anxious. You have that Sunday feeling of apprehensiveness, thinking, oh my God, I've got to go to work and, you know, I'm getting on, and worrying about, are you going to have enough money? And have you got enough saved in your pension? Because most of you haven't. I mean, that's the truth. Most of you haven't. And your job could be wiped out. What job are you in? I promise you this, if you're in any type of office or call center, you can say goodbye to 70% of the workforce in the next 2 to 3 years. You will not be needed. I'm not scaremongering, I'm just being honest. You will not be needed. What skill sets have you added to yourself? Like what new strings to your bow? AI is taking over. We are in a digital world. Business is not risky. Jobs are risky. And I have nothing against jobs, but I now feel my role is to wake you up. And I'm fully aware I'm not going to wake all of you up. Some of you who are living and breathing industrial age mentality of sheep, serve your employer, as you've seen in some of the comments there, mental. Some of you will just think I'm talking absolute rubbish and that I just have a thing against jobs. I don't. I really want to inspire potential entrepreneurs to take the jump and back themselves and believe. It's never been easier to make big money. It's never been more simplistic. Hard to do, hard to be sustainable, and you have to have all the key traits of someone who can become ruthless in building out their dreams and goals. But what's the alternative? Work for someone else for 45 years and probably get made redundant numerous amounts of times, suffering with all the toxic politics, all the drama, becoming a shell of a person, not happy at home, not happy at work. I don't see there's any other option other than try and create something for yourself. Yes, there will always be sheep. There will always be people who will do the jobs. There will always be doctors, there will always be lawyers, and there will always be builders. But it's not me, and it might not be you, because you might go on to live a much more fulfilling life with purpose, freedom, and financial security, and no fear of losing your job. Let me tell you this, there's no better feeling than not having to answer to anyone, never having to ask permission for a day off, and being able to go on holiday at the drop of a hat. But most importantly, when I book a holiday, I'm not escaping my life. Many of you book a holiday to escape your life and then you dread coming back. Why not flip that on its head? Why not make a change? You can change your life in 12 months, people, but you've got to go in all on yourself. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really do. It's woken some of you up. Let me know in the comments, what are you going to change about your life? Like, I genuinely care, and I reply to everyone, by the way. Go check out my previous videos. I'll reply to all of you. I really want to know who my viewers are and what you are aspiring to have. Like, what are you aiming towards? And if I can help, I will. I'll offer some advice if I can help. But again, check out the How to Quit Your Job and Build an Online Business full course tutorial. It will change your life. It's already changing so many people's lives. I'm not just saying that. Go check it out and look at the comments. Until next time, if you like this video, please do hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to, and until next time, peace out. I'll see you all soon.